episode. Here's the car. Looks hella sick. So stoked on the cage. Came out really, really sweet. The fitment looks good. The welds look good. The little flares look good. The dimple dies. Everything looks fucking sick. So, we're going to be working on the doors next. Just trying to knock things off the list as we go along, and the doors are one of those things. So I did gut them, as you guys probably saw. They are way lighter, but they're a little flimsy, and some of these cuts look a little rough. So probably just going to fill in any of the missing sheet metal here just to make it look more uniform. Probably cut it all out of cardboard first, kind of patch it in, see what it's going to look like, and then we'll cut it out of steel, clean up these cuts, and then throw some paint on them so they're done on the inside, and we can hang them for good. So that's one thing I got to do, and then I don't know, just moving forward I'll keep you guys updated with what we're going to do today. But we're kind of in the final stretch of this chassis. We got to start bolting stuff onto it now, so I will keep you guys posted with what we do next. But for right now, we're on to the doors. That's how it goes. Black and brown. Getting it in.
Oh, really now?
Yeah, really now.
Fuck you.
Alright, so we went from cardboard to steel. See my little templates here. Making relief holes because there's actually a bolt that I want to still have access to for whatever reason. You never know. So take your cardboard out, and there you have it. Got our steel piece cut. It's gonna fit something like that. And what I'm thinking of doing is some more dimple dies, just because it looks super sick. But yeah, you can get the idea here. So once it's all one color, we'll have a stiffer, cleaner door, and I don't know, it'll fit the interior with some more flared holes. So I'm gonna do some drilling, mark out these holes, and then buff the paint and fit them up. So let's get to it. Well, I got a little carried away, needless to say, but I got one door done. So you can kind of see how it ties everything together. It's actually noticeably sturdier too, like it's not as flimsy. The other one kind of flops around, so I'm pretty happy with that. It's a subtle look, but peace of mind knowing my doors are a little sturdier. So yeah, worked out good. And then I just threw some paint, some black paint to make it look uniform all the way around. This door is actually already black, so that's a win. My cardboard templates actually work perfectly for this side too, so I'm just gonna make the exact same gussets or plates. I guess you could say. I'll make the same plates for that door and get that one done, and I will show you guys what I'm gonna do there. But you can see it from the inside, hey? Looks sweet. So yeah, bit of cleaning. I'm just cleaning up these rough cuts, buffing the paint where I'm gonna weld, and then I'm gonna buzz them in. So get this door done, and then I'll probably paint them on the outside too, prime them on the outside, so we have all one color going on, and just keep moving forward. So there you go. You can see literally the exact same Same templates for this side. Worked out pretty good. Got my holes flared in there. Got a little piece we're gonna kind of just piece in there. That guy there. So just a bit of cleaning to do around these cuts. I want to probably tidy this up a bit. Buff all the paint off. And then yeah, buzz these in and hang this door. This one's already black, so I don't even got to paint it, which is freaking mint. So yeah, I'm gonna prep this thing, weld it out, then put it on the car. Bada boom, bada bing. Well, there you have it. Second door is done. So you can see I just ran along and took the burrs off all the edges. Just cleaned up this cut a little bit. Added in these stiffeners. So all in all, it's pretty much there. This one's already painted black, so I'm just gonna hang the door and then probably paint just the top half the same color as the cage. So doors are done. Woo! What's up? So it's a new day. Now that I got my doors done, prime them on the outside so they're looking nice and fresh. Everything fits good. Yeah, so now the doors are done. Kind of scratching my head thinking, what can I do next? So I scrounged around and found some pretty beat up fenders, just so I can mock up the front end. So slap those fenders on there. Found an old hood and then my current bumper. So we just zip tied it all up so we can get an idea, and I figure this is a good time to make my bash bar. So now that it's zip tied up there, I can see my clearances and how I'm going to run the tube. I think I got just enough here over on the table to get a good chunk of it done. If I need to get some more, I'll have to order some. Not a big deal. I got to do the back anyway still, so I'm just going to start getting some measurements and mocking up this bash bar. Alrighty, so I got two of these guys cut. I got one in there already, so I can give you an idea of what our uprights are going to look like. So you can see somewhere in there. I know the lighting's bad, so I'm going to cope the pipes that slide in here, the tube I should say, 1.5 inch DOM. I got to cope that to fit on the uprights. Clean it up a little bit, and then I'll determine my height and start bending the upper hoop, I guess you could call it. So there's our uprights at least. So we got a starting point. So yeah, pull these out, clean them up, cope them, and keep moving along. So I got those smaller tubes slid in here. Got a little mark placed where I want them to be. Now I'm just going to determine height. It's going to look something like that. Alright, so I got my height determined, and I just pulled the bumper off. Just the bottom of the headlight area is pretty much resting on this tube, so I think I'm good on height. So next thing I want to do is some bends, and before I do that, determining where I want to put them. So I just found center of my tube, measured in the same distance on either side. So I'm hoping that the middle of my bend is going to be right here, and then if I have to cheat this over a little, I can. But I want the bend to be pretty much right on top of this tube, as close to this tube as I can. So I got all that laid out, so next thing I want to do is just bend this stuff in my JD squared bender. Well, we got a good start going here. You can see if I put my bumper on, it actually kind of just rests there, which is perfect. I could zip tie it in place, but I mean, the fact that it'll even just sit on there like that is good. So, yeah, making headway. Just gonna start fitting up the bottom tube. You can see where it ends here. So our tube's actually gonna run kind of in this area here, and then you'll be able to jack the car from the front of the bash bar, or the bottom of the bash bar I should say. So I'm gonna link those together and come up with a bottom design. Alrighty, so moving on. I had other things on the go last night, so it's a new day. I kind of got carried away last night. GoPro's dead, so I ended up just moving forward regardless. I got the top tube mocked up, and I don't know. You guys will see what's going on. So using what I could find, I came up with this design. So the bottom is just like another 1 3/4 tube. It's been capped on both ends, and then I got these kind of gusset flare type things going on. It might look a little silly right now, but I do have a vision. I'm just gonna fill this thing with frickin' gussets and dimple dies everywhere. There's no real rules on the bash bar, so I figure it's a chance for me to be creative. So what I'm gonna do moving forward is probably tie this together from right around here to about there, and then we'll dimple die that whole section. It'll just be a gusset the whole way, and then to kind of draw some more air in, we're gonna drop a little lip down like this, and it'll actually stick out of the bumper. I'm gonna put holes in it too, just for aesthetics, but it should help draw a bit of air and give a cool appearance. And then I'll probably just tie it all together with one kind of triangular piece kind of running up with some more holes in it. So my chance to be creative. Might look a little silly right now, but we're gonna keep moving forward and fill this thing with a bunch of holes. Make it look like a cheese grater, but a cool cheese grater. So I got all my plates laid out. I think it's gonna look pretty cool with all them holes once they're all cut and flared, drilled and flared I should say. But yeah, that's something what it's gonna look like. I want to do kind of probably like 4 smaller holes, and then 5 big holes, 4 smaller holes, and then all smaller holes. And yeah, just holes, holes, holes. So I got 1,000,001 holes to drill. Not looking forward to it, but I think the end result will be worth it. So I'm going to center punch all these plates, run them through the drill press, and then flare them out. So time lapse that for you. Buddy, that looks sick. So it's kind of like a built-in little chin spoiler, I guess you could say. But yeah, I mean, that's the bumper just literally sitting on there. No zip ties, no nothing. So, I mean, it fits really, really good. It's perfect. So, next thing for me to do is just take it off the car, clean up any of the tacks that are ugly, and then blast this thing out. But yeah, I mean, that looks really good. Stoked on that. So I'm gonna set up the camera and do some welding. Well, there it is. Got her all licked off. Did a little bit of a staggered stitch for all the welds, just to kind of give it a bit more of a aesthetic look. But I think it flows pretty good. Should be more than more than strong enough for what I'm going to be doing with it. Kind of just flows with the whole car really well. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for now. The next thing I want to be working on is rear bash bar, and then paint this whole chassis. Paint it all at the same time. We'll paint the tube front, both the bash bars, the roll cage, basically everything, and then store some more body panels, and see if we can't make this thing a roller in the next month or two. So until then, thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Next episode we will do rear bash bar and prep for paint. So until then, thanks. See ya.